Opening up the UFC 314 fight card, we got Nora Cornolle taking on Hailey Cowan. Nora Cornolle, 8-2 in her career, 4-1 in her last 5. She's coming off that decision loss to Jacqueline Cavalcante. She's taking on the returning Hailey Cowan. Hailey Cowan, 7-3 in her career, 3-2 in her last 5, coming back after 2 full years away. And we've broken down Nora a few times because she's been very active in the last couple of years. She's a violent striker. She got decent power, good aggression. She does a good job using all of her tools. She'll come forward and she will knee in the clinch. She'll punch you at distance. She'll kick you at range. She'll elbow. She is using everything to try to get you out of there. She can be KO or TKO anywhere. She's going to fight on top. She's going to fight against the cage. She will fight at range. She's a gamer, always striking with something. She doesn't really look to wrestle very often, but when on the ground, she does have some decent BJJ, and she will take risks trying to find submissions. She's coming off that decision loss to Jacqueline Cavalcante, where she was just way too hittable, was the problem. But she did win that first round and almost snuck out the second. She's taking on Hailey Cowan. Hailey Cowan is tall, long, she's athletic. She's not the most technical fighter in this division, but at this point in her career, with her athleticism, she is learning pretty quickly. She's got good, powerful striking, solid takedown defense, plenty of cardio. Her athleticism does carry her through fights. It makes up for any lack of technique. She's coming back after a 2-year layoff from when I did my deep dive. Did she have an injury? Was there a USADA suspension? It looked like it was just a random hodgepodge of injuries. Broke her leg, healed up, rolled her ankle, healed up.
Hodgepodge? What the fuck was that?
Have you never heard hodgepodge?
No, I mean, you're acting like, oh, like it's just a random hodgepodge of injuries. Like, oh, she sprained her ankle, she did this, and you're like, she had a random hodgepodge of injuries, broke her leg. It's like, it's a fucking serious injury.
Rolled her ankle was in the mix.
Hodgepodge of just random injuries, broke her leg.
Well, there was an ankle roll in the mix as well, but on paper, this should be Nora. Nora is the better actual fighter, but when you get somebody as physically large as Hailey, as athletic as Hailey, somebody that level, you could potentially expect some big improvements with a layoff like this. 2 years off is going to be hard. I don't know if she's going to look better. I don't know if she's going to look worse. If she looks exactly the same, this is a razor-thin fight. I do think Hailey could potentially be a decent underdog here, but Nora's going to have to be the pick. She's been more active. She's going to move forward. She's the better overall fighter, but Hailey is pretty big and pretty athletic, and sometimes that's all you need in these women's divisions, but Nora's going to be the pick. I went to go place a +3.5 on Hailey, which is betting the spread. That shit was like -320, so didn't do that. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I'm very pro Nora this week, and honestly, I've been kind of a Nora hater. I thought that Cavalcante was going to come in and just absolutely smoke her. But what I love about Nora that you're going to see in this fight is she's basically like a Jessica Andrade that's not quite on that level. The way that she just can come into the fights and bully girls and throw the big power, the powerful shots, and she's got decent technique behind it. One of the things I love about Nora the most is you can tell who's a dog and who's not a dog when they get taken down and when they're on their back and how do they react, right? If they're just pulling guard, right, and it's like, all right, you're not really a dog. But when you watch people this week, like a Darren Elkins, right, if he's on the back, he is not going to stop scrambling. You saw that last week with against Pedro, Victor Henry. Victor Henry, just when you don't accept those positions, good things happen. And Nora, one of her biggest weaknesses was she was getting taken down. She can get taken down, but she just the reversals that she is willing to go for and try to hit to reverse those positions. I think she's an absolute dog. I think she's going to be all over Hailey early. And Hailey, 2 years away, when you're not already kind of a natural mixed martial artist, she was already kind of hittable and slowed down anyway. I like Nora, and I think she could even find a finish in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm giving too much credit and credence to Hailey's athletic ability, but she is very athletic and big, and she was a former athlete before coming over to MMA, so I might be giving that. She
fucking played soccer.
Okay, so wow, great cardio, big ass, thick legs.
Congrats on being able to just jog back and forth. That's all soccer players do. Congrats, she's an athlete. She was jogging.
All right. Go tell Messi he's not an athlete.
The funniest thing is I actually have my soccer jersey on right now. I'm just fucking disparaging this sport with a fucking soccer jersey on. Somebody's watching me like, what?
I'm getting into soccer. The little one's good at it, doing pretty well, so now I give a shit.
Wow,
so
you got an athlete on your hands, too.
What?
Oh, she's an athlete because she fucking I bet they don't even jog. They just probably walk around.
No, it's full sprint.
How many
There's no jog.
dandelions?
It's literally everything.
How many fucking dandelions has she picked this year?
At 6 years old, it is a sprint in every direction every time. There is no knowing when to wait and when not. Actually, here's a little controversy for you.
How many times she fucking cried this year?
None.
On the pitch.
Last year, a couple times. This year, none. She grew out of it. Swear to God. She's like the leading scorer. She's really killing it. And we had a little controversy in our last game. This weekend, games were canceled. Weekend before, the other team used the goalie. You can't use a goalie. You can't use a goalie in 6-year-old soccer, and they use the goalie, okay? So it was a real problem. And the moms are the ones that got all agitated and spoke up about it. Said, get that kid out of the goal. No goalies allowed. All right, fine. Anyway, $8,600 in DraftKings Fantasy for Nora. If you're on Jacob's side and you think she could potentially find a finish, then that makes sense. Hailey Cowan, $7,600. I'm going to full fade both of them. I don't think there's going to be a lot of scoring here. I think it's just kind of a back and forth, a little sloppy, honestly. Somebody in the comment section said, could this be a slug fight? There's potential for a slug fight for sure. I don't think there's enough grappling to score well. I don't think the striking is going to matter that much. I think it's just sloppy, and the winner's going to score 60, 70 points. If you do want to check out what the artificial intelligence, what's your problem?
No, man, it's cool. I don't know what your deal is tonight. I'm like in a great mood. It's a great week.
I'm in a good mood.
Just got the like by Diego. I didn't even tag him in that one. He must have just seen it on
Twitter.
That's called X, but
if you want to see what the artificial intelligence has to say about this fight, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's freaking $10. You'll get 5 things. I'm going to say things, 4 people and 1 AI worth of picks. You get bets from everybody, tools, and everything else. WeWantPicks.com.